The economic problems that infected the United States in 2008 and 2009 were nothing new to the Mahoning Valley located in northeast Ohio. The valley has experienced the closures of much of its manufacturing base in the past 3 decades. Thousands have lost their jobs and many families have left the region. Unemployment here has outpaced the rest of the country for over 3 decades.
Well, I was rather young at the time. I was in high school. It was a troubling time here, basically, a time of a lot of uncertainty. Growing up as a young child, we didn't really face those things. There were abundant jobs, especially blue-collar type jobs. Young people could leave high school and pretty much walk into local jobs that were pretty good paying and had good futures. And the interesting thing is they could move between a lot of these places where a lot of folks wouldn't understand leaving a pretty good job today. They had the choice of those things. I know both my parents and even my older brothers and sisters had those options. So it was a different time and a lot of uncertainty as to what was going on, and then watching the domino effect as it snowballed throughout the area and folks left. I was probably one of the early graduating classes that started getting hit hard out of high school. A lot of my fellow graduates left the area and frankly were the first generation to start not coming back to this area after school, raising families and having jobs here because the opportunities weren't here at that time.
Several thousands of jobs were lost when Delphi Packard Electric began outsourcing work to Mexico. Many lost their pension and health care benefits.
General Motors did pick up the pensions for the hourly employees. So they're getting the pensions that they thought they were going to get when they were working for Delphi. The salary employees are under the government benefit organization. They max out at $47,000 a year. Many of these salary people were making maybe $8,000 a month, $7,000 a month, some more, depending upon how much money they were making when they were working. Also, they lost their benefits. So they're paying a large amount of money in benefits. They're not collecting as much money as they were before. It makes it pretty tough for them, really.
The long-term effects of these decisions are horrendous indeed. According to a study by the Youngstown State University extended to include the national consequences, every year $1.6 billion of economic activity has been lost and will continue to be lost every year for the next 2 decades or more, clearly in violation of the requirements of TARP. Thousands of retirees have completely lost their futures. They will struggle to survive at or near the poverty level for the rest of their lives. The lost health care insurance on top of the reduced pensions results in many not being able to pay mortgages or put their kids through college. They have to compete for the same non-existent jobs that so many others are trying to find.
The discovery and development of the shale industry in our region hopes to be the economic stimulus that will bring our valley back and with it drive unemployment down throughout the country.
Well, the shale industry is also, part of the oil and gas industry in general. For years, the industry has known that the shales have existed and that they possibly would bear, oil and gas out of them. But the problem was they had no way to efficiently and economically extract the oil and gas from the shale, just because of the composition. The oil and gas don't freely move in the shale itself. The main, technology that they developed was horizontal drilling. For years, they had been able to directionally drill, but to horizontally drill, they could get to more of the shale and then extract from it. So the shale industry now, since they can extract from it, they're finding that the plays all over the United States are very prolific. And to the point where if they're fully developed, the United States not only will become a net exporter of natural gas and oil, it will become the largest oil and gas exporting nation in the world within a relatively short time.
The 2012 presidential candidates paid a great deal of attention to Ohio during the election. Mr. President, this could go a long way in solving our unemployment and energy problems. What will you and our other leaders do to support it?
The government can best stay out of the way. I think it's the government's major role in helping not only manufacturing but all industry is to provide the type of tax and regulatory environment that's going to make it very desirable for folks to invest money, to put people to work. People spend a lot of money putting together, purchasing and building manufacturing facilities, developing products, and to burden them with the regulations, unnecessary paperwork, high taxes, will cause them to not put people to work, and that's the bottom line. You have to focus on what is going to make people take their. We have trillions of dollars sitting offshore right now, and what we need to do is incentivize the system so those folks bring that money in here, invest it, so they can make a profit. Profit is not a dirty word. We want folks to make a profit because they put people to work. They put skilled people to work. They put blue-collar people to work, and that's what's important, and it's what's going to bring back this community.